Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we are addressing the UniPID Virtual Studies Call for Pooling Courses 2026, and my colleague Kaisa Kurki, Director of UniPID, will be joining us soon. My name is Anna Tarasona, the Virtual Studies Coordinator, and welcome to the session. For today's session, we have organized this agenda. First, we will explore what is UniPID and what is the UniPID Education Services, the pillar where you will be potentially involved. Then we will be addressing the UniPID Virtual Studies Call for pooling courses, including the different criteria and different aspects to consider when applying for the call. Then we will be also offering a couple of tips and consideration that you should bear in mind when formulating a proposal. And finally, we will have our round of questions and answers. As explained in the invitation email, this session is recorded and will be also shared later through our communication channels. You are also welcome to open your mic for addressing your questions or doubts, or you could also use the chat of the meeting for any comments or questions you may have. So let's start first with what is UniPID. UniPID is a network of 10 Finnish universities aiming to advance universities' global responsibilities. We have here on the screen the 10 member universities we have, and in addition, in the upper part of the picture, we have the 3 observer members that are also a significant part of our network. We offer services and support for higher education institutions in Finland, especially in 3 main pillars: education, research, and societal impact. But for the sake of this call, perhaps we will be addressing more the education services or education pillar. And that's why I wanted to bring here the UniPID vision in education services, which is that students can access high quality courses on sustainable development pathways, and that they will also have the opportunity to work collaboratively with peers from the global south. As part of our education pillar vision, we have developed a UniPID Virtual Studies catalog that I will be sharing here in this link. And as you will see, all our courses, or a significant amount of courses, is co-designed and co-implemented with partners in the global south, allowing students both in Finland but also in the global south to interact and to share opinions and perspectives on different topics in the fields of global development research and also highlighting global south perspectives. So now addressing in more detail what is the UniPID Virtual Studies Call for pooling courses, we could say that this method or this opportunity that we are offering this year aim to expand also the scope that member universities of UniPID have. And the idea is that we could share expertise also in topics that align with UniPID's mission. Um, and also expanding the number of courses available in our UniPID Virtual Studies catalog. So UniPID member university teachers are very welcome to propose well-established courses that are already included in the degree programs at your home universities and that do not require any additional funding to be added to the UniPID Virtual Studies program. In other words, if you are already in charge of any courses at your home university and they could be adapted or customized also for an online learning, and they don't require additional funding for offering few seats for UniPID students, then this call is for you. Why to offer my course for pulling into the UniPID Virtual Studies program? Here we have listed a few advantages that you may want to consider when offering your course as part of our UniPID Virtual Studies catalog. First of all is that UniPID is a high-quality network that promotes social responsibility, global sustainable development, and equitable academic partnerships. And with that, we have also a great experience in all these topics, and we have also had the opportunity to collaborate for over 20 years with partners in different global south countries, also in different topics that will also benefit your career, we believe. And then we also encourage you to include this experience also as part of your CV. Additionally, if you decide to include or to submit your course for our UniPID Virtual Studies program, this will also offer your students the opportunity to take our UniPID Sustainability and Development study module, a study module that consists of at least 25 credits or the equivalent to 5 UniPID courses. And this study module can be customized by the students by choosing 5 courses, at least 5 courses from our catalog, and your students as part of UniPID, the UniPID catalog can also take advantage of this. Also, we have been developing further material and further research about ensuring a more responsible and more engaging practices within online learning and teaching. So that means that you as a UniPID teacher will also have and gain access to all of these materials that we have been designing, not only with our member universities, but also in collaboration with other networks and other Global South universities. Additionally, we also organize annual good practices workshop for teachers, and you as a UniPID teacher will also have the opportunity to engage in those training spaces. We address different topics during this workshop, topics that we believe will benefit you as a teacher and will also benefit the development of your course and engagement with students. And we could also say that your university will gain funding for the credits you award for students coming from other universities, as teaching collaboration is also fostered by the Ministry of Education and Culture. We can also offer the possibility for us to advertise your course all over Finland, bearing in mind that we represent 10 Finnish universities. And if you decide to do so, if you decide to also open some seats for Global South partner students, we will also ensure that your course can be advertised within our partner universities in the Global South. So about the eligibility of the course for polling, basically, any course proposal that adheres to the UniPID Virtual Studies learning objectives can apply. And some examples of themes include, but they are not only the ones that we are accepting, are academic freedom, development economics, local initiatives on development, sustainable tourism, decolonial studies, research and development studies, environmental conflicts, global health, social protection systems, climate justice, and human rights. And we would also encourage proponents to present proposals with a strong interdisciplinary approach. But again, your course is very welcome even if the topic is not mentioned here, as long as it adheres to the UniPID Virtual Studies learning objectives. So you could also decide together with your faculty or department also for how many times you would like the course to be offered through our catalog, and you could choose from 1 to 3 semesters. And we strongly suggest that in order to ensure sufficient courses to be offered in our upcoming years, that you consider the idea of offering the course across consecutive academic years instead of consecutive semesters. But again, this is a suggestion, and we are also welcoming new proposals, especially in this topic. And finally, we suggest also that you allocate something between 15 or 20 seats for UniPID students, but this number can also be discussed, and you could also decide how many seats you consider are suitable and feasible to offer for our UniPID students. So for the general conditions for pooling courses, it is important to bear in mind that the contracting party to sign the course agreement should be one of the UniPID member universities. So in case your course is selected for our catalog, a course agreement will be signed between UniPID or the UniPID hosting university and your home university. Then it's also important that your course is offered in English and in an online format. In case your course is at the moment in an in-person format only, we can also consider proposals that are willing to change the format of the course so that it aligns also with UniPID Virtual Studies Catalog. This means that you could consider changing the format of your course, for instance, for a hybrid format or fully online. Online courses should be at least 5 credits, and their target group should include on master level students. But it is important to know that usually other level students as bachelors and upper level students can also join our courses. But it's important that the main target is master level students. This call for pooling courses is exclusively for already existing courses or courses that are already included in your home institution's curriculum. And in case your course is selected as part of this proposal, it is important to bear in mind that the course will need to be offered for the first time in the academic year 2026 and 2027. About how to submit a proposal, we have made available this submission form available in our website, and I am attaching here also the link for your consultation. In this form, you will be asked for some general questions about the course, about your contact information, and then there will be also a space for you submitting your document or your proposal for the course. I will be addressing this criteria very soon. There is a submission period. Our call open on the 6th of November, and it will be open up to the 12th of January 2026. And we are planning to have a final decision by the end of March 2026 at the very latest. What a successful application should include: first, contact details of the applicant, contact the details of the person at the home institution with whom the proposal was discussed. We suggest that you, before applying, have this discussion with someone at your home institution, home department, or faculty, and talk about you considering applying for the UniPID Virtual Studies Call for pooling, so that your faculty or department is also aware that the course will offer some seats for UniPID students. That's why we are also asking for these contact details of the person at your home institution, just to facilitate the administrative tasks that it will come after your course is approved or before offering your course for the first time. Also, this is the document I was referring to in my previous slide. It's the course proposal for pooling, and we suggest you to consider a maximum of 6 pages uh, for this proposal. In the section formulating a proposal in the call document, there is a detailed information about what to include and what we are requesting. But also, in order to facilitate the submission process, we have made available a template document with already the sections that you are requested to fill. And this template can be downloaded with this link that I'm attaching here, and the link is also available in the call document. Of course, other formats are also welcome, but it is important for you to bear in mind all the different criteria that we are requesting so that it doesn't affect your evaluation. And in case you have some problems when submitting the document or if the document exceeds 1 MB, please send it to our UniPID info emails. And for this time, because we are transitioning from the University of Helsinki to the University of Eastern Finland, and therefore our communication channels will also change, we are suggesting you to submit it to both emails simultaneously, UniPID Info UEF and UniPID Info Helsinki. The details are here and also in the call document. Moving also for some tips and considerations that you may want to consider when preparing your proposal. And we already know, of course, that if your course are implemented in your university, very likely the course content is already done. But if you see that there is space and there is flexibility for your course to be modified and also adapted for the UniPID Virtual Studies program, perhaps you might want to take into consideration the following aspects. Please try to prioritize methods and pedagogical approaches that facilitate teacher-students partnerships and interactions. I am including here a video link of one fireside chat that one of our students had with her teacher as part also of one Educase project that we participated, especially for strengthening this teacher-student partnership in online learning. So we believe that this will also give you some hints of how to enhance this student partnership collaboration as part of your course, especially because online learning and teaching requires a special aspects to bear in mind when designing the course. As I said, if the course is not available at the moment for an online environment, then that means that you should be willing also to adapt the course for our virtual studies catalog, or at least to make it in a hybrid format. So if this is the case, if it is in a hybrid format, is it like a suitable format for guaranteeing both participation online and in person? Even if it is fully online, is it suitable also, or the methods you have chosen are suitable for online interaction or online environment? That's something that is important also to bear in mind. Does the design encourage students' interaction and collaborative learning in virtual or hybrid environments? Consider also including easy and open access material resources. In case your course is selected for our virtual studies catalog, then remember that students all over Finland with different affiliations will access your course, and they may not necessarily have access to the same journals or libraries that you are considering for your course. And if you decide to also offer the course and open it for Global South partner students, maybe that's something to consider if they are open access and easy to access regardless of geographical location. Also, it's important to take in mind different contexts, backgrounds, and potential technical difficulties for online learning. For instance, this is important when you are uploading long videos that cannot be easily accessible for students, or if they have some restrictions for accessing. Also consider diversity in the learning material and course sources. We always encourage our teachers and collaborators to include perspectives from the Global South, either by inviting guest speakers or also by including references from Global South perspectives or Global South authors. And finally, it is important also to consider the balance between flexibility and interaction. When our students take our online courses, one of the aspects that they highlight is the flexibility they have to take the course, but at the same time are demanding more and more interaction, especially in online learning. So that's something that you may want to take into consideration. So that's all from my side. Now I would like to open the space for our uh, any questions or any doubts you may have about the proposal. I will stop shading here the content. Anything to highlight or ask?
Hello, do you hear me well?
Yes, yes. Hello, Alexandra.
Great. I'll try and yes, here's my video as well. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was really good. And although it has already answered the multiple questions I might have in mind, but I wanted also to clarify uh, is there a difference between online course and virtual course that is already made and recorded and available as is, like any time of the year and without any strict structure?
Thank you, Alexandra. We have actually both formats in our catalog, or sometimes even teachers consider a mix of these methods as well. So we have, for instance, one course, I cannot recall the exact name, but the teacher had considered both already recorded sessions that students can access at any time, but also the teacher has also agreed on some timetable where the students are supposed to also meet her and meet the guest speaker for the session. So as there are other courses that are fully with sessions, living sessions with the students, as there are other courses, as for instance our MOOC course, where all the lectures are already pre-recorded. So that also offers students accessing the recording at any time. But on the other hand, the living sessions will also ensure that students can interact more. So in that sense, I understand why teachers decide to have like a mix in these methods in order to ensure both flexibility for students, but also to enhance interaction within the course.
Thank you. Yeah, this answers my question. The reason why I asked that we might have already pre-made courses that would suit the topic and that would be suitable. And we, of course, would really like to add our courses to this pooling option. However, I don't think that we now have any kind of opportunity to develop the courses further.
Mm,
And therefore, it is, of course, a little bit more difficult in that sense. And here comes my second question. Also, I
sure.
see that there are also other questions already in chat. Um, I saw also, and I understand that I know you have strict rules. Is it so that 5 ECTS is the minimum the course should be?
Yeah, yeah. Usually our courses are 5 credits, and this facilitates also the choices that students make if they are planning, for instance, to complete the study module. So that ensure that they can take 5 courses and then the study module will be complete. But in case there are some cases where the course is already developed as with other amount of credits, we could also like consider it. If you express, for instance, the justification why there are more or less credits that the one that we are requiring here, but I believe that we could still consider those options.
Okay, this sounds very hopeful because
Yeah.
we have indeed very nice courses. For example, at least one of that I can think of is humanitarian logistics course, which
Mhm.
is fully online and it's a MOOC and it's developed here. And but it's only five, no, 2 credits, I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could still consider it, and we could still ask the virtual studies working group who is in charge of the evaluation what they would think about this. But about the MOOC, I believe that these pre-recorded sessions are especially a good methodology for MOOCs where you are offering the course in a almost in a permanent basis. So that's also possible. And as answering your first question, these pre-recording sessions are also very welcome in our virtual studies program. And we have actually one MOOC which works on this pre-recorded basis as well. So they are very welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for your answers.
Thank you for asking. I have here few questions in the chat, so I will read them. Could you clarify how the evaluation process weights course adaptability for online or hybrid formats? Yes, we have some criteria that we consider, and in the call document, you will also find some aspects that you will need to include. So, about the course adaptability for online or hybrid formats, what we consider, we don't have strict uh, criteria to ask you or to make reference of this. But if you could develop a bit more, for instance, how the course will address the potential challenges or technical challenges or technicalities issues that may be part of an online course, how, for instance, ensure that the course is accessible for students based out of Finland, or how to ensure that students not affiliated, if you are offering the course for Global South partner students as well, how to ensure that they could access the material that you are considering for the course. So that all these aspects that you may want to or that you may expect also as part of online courses, and that if you address in the course proposal, then that means that you are already thinking about potential challenges that you may face. Other example could be how to deal with different learning strategies or with different learning methods that students may have, how to deal with differences in the ways of participations in students may prefer. Some of them may be a bit shy, for instance, for participating during the course. Others may want or may feel more comfortable by expressing themselves via forums, via chat, via written works, etc. So, like all these aspects that you want to consider also as part of your proposal, then will make the evaluation group to know that you have considered potential challenges. Of course, new challenges may arise during the course, and that's completely understandable. But if you are already considering potential challenges, then we in the evaluation group could consider that there is there is already a thinking process and reflective process also for the adaptability of the online or hybrid formats. About the hybrid formats, perhaps this would require a special mention in the proposal. For instance, how are you considering to enhance these group discussions, if any? So is it people discussing fully online, or is it people discussing only in person? Would you consider this session for discussion as fully online so that you could ensure the quality of the audio, the video for everyone? Uh, would you have any support? For instance, would you be contributing as a teacher online or in person? And if in person, would there be someone taking care of the online discussion? Like all these aspects that could ensure also like a fair access also for both students attending online and in person. I hope I answered your first question, but if not, please let me know either by chat or by opening your mic. About
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Perfect. And the second question is, are there examples of past courses that successfully integrated Global South perspectives or open access materials? Yes. One of the aspects that our virtual studies working group have into account is also the references that you are using for your course. And in the references, we want to make sure that you are considering um, authors and perspectives from the Global South. So one of the aspects, and it's very important in the evaluation, is that the Global South perspectives are highlighted in one way or another in the course proposal. This could be, as I said, either by inviting guest speakers for the session from the Global South, by including references, material, pre-recorded material as part of your list of references for the course. And open access materials is something that we consider, especially attending this challenge of how to ensure that all our students, regardless of affiliation, geographical location, can have access to the material. So there are examples, and those examples you could see them in our virtual studies catalog, where we try to ensure that all our courses include Global South perspectives in one way or another, and that the materials are also open access. And so far, we haven't had any problem with that. So it means that it's feasible both for teachers and students. And the next question is, would they need to take the 5 courses to earn 5 credits? No, the five courses is only for the study module. Then it's completely normal or fine if, for example, students want to take only one course, and because the time doesn't allow them to complete the study module, and that's completely fine. So if the student is interested in only your course or your course with any other course available in our catalog, that's completely fine. But something different is if the students want to complete the study module, then the student will need to complete the 5 courses, which mean 25 credits. But it's completely different, and students taking our courses do not need or are not requested to complete the study module. It's rather an option that we offer to students.
Okay, that's clear. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Anna.
Yes, you're very welcome. Are there any other questions or doubts?
I guess I can also follow up with once we hang up from this conversation, we can follow up if we have any other questions later. And also, if we get stuck in the proposal, is it proper to contact you for advice?
Of course, of course. The proposal, or sorry, the call is open up to the 12th of January. So there is still plenty of time, and we are also sure that more questions will come when you are already submitting your proposal. So your comments and doubts, questions are also very welcome at any point before submitting the proposal. Just bearing in mind that we suggest to contact us in both emails simultaneously so that we ensure that we are seeing your email in good time. But yeah, of course, your comments are very, very welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. I can also see that my colleague Kaisa is here. So Kaisa, do you have any other comments to share? Something to highlight for the proposal, for the call?
Thank you, Anna. I think you've covered everything very, very nicely. So I would just welcome you to explore this opportunity, and please feel free to contact us if you have any further questions or doubts. So just happy that there's interest towards the pooling option.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Are there any other questions at the moment or any doubts? If not, I think that we could finish our session here. Thank you so much for joining and also for raising your questions. They are very important. And for those that couldn't join us today, I'm sure that they will still find very insightful the questions that you raised here. So thank you so much also for contributing for the recording of our info session. And let's stay in touch. Just don't hesitate to contact us at any point. Have a lovely rest of the day. Bye bye.